A young star, a big clash, and a Chelsea side that needs to wake up. Bilal Sha caught the eye of Messi himself. Now Chelsea need their senior squad to do the same when Manchester United arrive at Stamford Bridge. Premier League, youth football, Chelsea versus Manchester United. Stamford Bridge, April 18th. Let's be honest, Chelsea fans have had a rough few weeks. 5 losses in 6 games, dropping out of the top 4. And now, right when the team needs something to smile about, a 15-year-old kid from the academy goes and gets noticed by the greatest footballer of all time. Sometimes football finds a way to remind you why you fell in love with it in the first place. And right now, that reminder has a name: Bilal Sha. But this blog is about 2 things happening in Chelsea's world at the same time. One is a bright, exciting story about the future. The other is a serious, pressing question about the present. Because on April 18th, Manchester United are coming to Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea simply cannot afford another defeat. Let's talk about both. Who is Bilal Sha, and why is everyone talking about him? If you haven't heard the name yet, don't worry, you will. Bilal Sha is a London-born teenager currently playing in Chelsea's youth academy, and he recently did something that most footballers only dream about. He impressed Lionel Messi in person. Not impressed in a nice touch kid kind of way. Actually impressed, applauded, the kind of moment that makes an entire stadium go quiet and then buzz all at once. It happened at the Messi Cup, also known as MIC, a prestigious youth tournament held in Miami. Chelsea's under-15 side faced Inter Miami CF, Messi's own club. Chelsea won the match 3-1, and during that game, Bilal Sha played in a way that clearly caught the attention of the man watching from the sidelines. Messi visibly applauded the young midfielder after watching him dictate play between the lines. That is not something that happens every day. For a teenager, that kind of recognition from the best player ever is almost unreal. The kind of story you'd normally only read in a movie. But it happened. And it happened because Bilal Sha genuinely has something special. Think about it. When was the last time you heard about a 15-year-old Chelsea Academy player getting personally noticed by Lionel Messi? Does this feel like the start of something historic for Chelsea's youth system? Sha joined Chelsea's Academy when he was just 8 years old. Before that, he had already attracted interest from some of England's biggest clubs. Arsenal, Tottenham, and Watford were all keeping an eye on him. Chelsea won that battle, and it looks like they might have found something really special. He is described as an Anglo-Franco-Moroccan midfielder, which means he has roots in England, France, and Morocco. He primarily plays as a number 10, meaning he operates in the space between the midfield and the attack, the creative heartbeat of a team. But what makes him even more useful is that he can also play as a false 9, dropping deep when needed, creating confusion for defenders, and opening up spaces for teammates. What people notice most about his game is his vision, that ability to see a pass before anyone else does. He has close control, meaning defenders struggle to get the ball off him in tight spaces. He moves fluidly, drives forward with purpose, and is always looking to break defensive lines, rather than just pass the ball safely sideways. In short, he plays like a player who is not afraid, and at 15, that is rare. Alongside Bilal Sha, another young Moroccan talent named Ibrahim Rabaj is also coming through Chelsea's academy, representing a new generation of exciting players at the club. Chelsea's senior squad has a very different story right now. While Bilal Sha is busy making Messi clap, the senior squad is having a very different kind of April. And if you are a Chelsea supporter, the numbers are not easy to look at. 5 losses in last 6 matches, 6th current league position. 4 PTs behind Champions League zone. 8-9 games, Chelsea conceded first. 12th home performance ranking. 8-9 last 9 games over 2.5 goals. Let that sink in for a second. In 8 out of their last 9 matches, Chelsea have conceded the first goal. That means they are constantly starting from behind, constantly chasing the game, constantly under pressure to score just to get level. It is mentally exhausting and tactically damaging. Their most recent Premier League result was a 3-0 defeat to Manchester City. That was followed by 2 Champions League exits. The only positive result in that run was an FA Cup quarter-final win over Port Vale, which did at least book Chelsea a semi-final place against Leeds. But in the league, things have gone badly wrong. The big question: why does Chelsea keep conceding first? Is it a defensive shape problem, a mental issue, or both? And can Enzo Maresca fix it before the season slips away completely? They now sit 6th in the Premier League table, 4 points outside the Champions League places. With the season entering its final stretch, every game is effectively a must-win. And on April 18th, Manchester United arrive at Stamford Bridge. This is not a match Chelsea can afford to take lightly or lose again. What about Manchester United? They are not having a great time. Either here is the interesting thing about this match. Manchester United are not exactly flying either. Yes, they are sitting 3rd in the table with 55 points, which sounds solid enough. But they trail league leaders Arsenal by a huge 15 points, which means the title is absolutely gone for them. Their most recent result was a 2-1 home defeat to Leeds, a result that will have hurt. Before that, their form reads as 1 win, 1 draw, and 2 losses in their last 4 matches. So both sides are coming into this game with question marks hanging over them. United's away record this season: 5 wins, 7 draws, 4 defeats, with an exactly even goal difference of 26 scored and 26 conceded on the road. That away record tells you United are difficult to beat on the road, but rarely dominant. They draw a lot. They score and concede in equal measure. And in recent games, both teams have scored in all 5 of their matches, which is a big clue about what to expect on April 18th. Your view matters. If you are a Chelsea fan, does it feel better or worse that United are also struggling? Or does their league position mean they should still be feared? The numbers point to goals from both teams. Now, let's look at what the stats are really telling us about this match, because when you step back and look at the patterns, there is a very clear story. For Chelsea, 8 of their last 9 matches have produced more than 2.5 goals. That is a remarkable stat. It means that in almost every game they play, goals are flying in, partly because of their attacking quality and partly because their defensive problems keep giving opponents opportunities. For Manchester United, every single one of their last 5 games has produced more than 2.5 goals, with both teams scoring in all 5. That is a perfect 5 for 5. You cannot look at that and think this will be a quiet 1-0 match. And then there is the head-to-head history. In 8 of the last 9 meetings between these 2 clubs, both teams have scored. That is one of the most consistent patterns you will find in English football between 2 big clubs. These matches are not cagey defensive battles. They are open, back and forth, exciting affairs. The probable lineups and what to watch for. Here is how both teams are expected to line up at Stamford Bridge on April 18th, based on current squad availability and recent selections. Chelsea: Sanchez, Cucurella, Hato Fofana, Gusto, Andre Santos, Caicedo, Estevao, Palmer, Neto, João Pedro. Manchester United: Lamens, Shaw, Yoro, Maguire, Dalot, Ugarte, Casemiro, Cunha, Fernandes, Diallo, Sesko. The key battles to watch in this match are likely to be in midfield, where Caicedo and Andre Santos will need to control the tempo against the experienced duo of Casemiro and Ugarte. Cole Palmer's creativity will be crucial for Chelsea. If he has a quiet game, Chelsea's attack tends to go quiet too. For United, Bruno Fernandes will be the danger man in and around Chelsea's box. Sesko up front will want to make the most of Chelsea's tendency to let teams score first. Tactical question: Chelsea have conceded the opening goal in 8 of their last 9 matches. What needs to change in the first 20 minutes against United to stop that pattern? Is this a shape issue or a concentration issue? At home, Chelsea have an unbeaten record in their last 5 meetings against United at Stamford Bridge. 3 draws and 2 wins. That is a real source of confidence. The home crowd will be expecting the team to use that record and show some fight. Connecting the 2 stories: what Bilal Sha represents for Chelsea. At this point, you might be wondering, What does a 15-year-old academy player have to do with a big Premier League match involving the senior squad? Quite a lot, actually. And not just symbolically. Chelsea have invested heavily in their academy over the years. The idea has always been to find the best young talent, develop them properly, and one day integrate them into the first team. That process takes time, sometimes 10 years or more. Bilal Sha joined at 8. He is now 15. He is still years away from the senior squad, but the trajectory is clear. The fact that Messi noticed him at a youth tournament in Miami tells you two things. First, Bilal Sha is genuinely talented. You don't get applauded by the greatest ever for showing average ability. Second, Chelsea's academy is producing real players, players who can perform on a big stage even when the stakes feel enormous. That is the long game Chelsea have been playing. And while the senior squad needs to fix its defensive issues and rediscover some form before the season ends, the future at least looks bright. The academy tells you what Chelsea believe in. The first team tells you what Chelsea are right now. Both stories matter, looking ahead. In 5 to 7 years, could Bilal Sha be lining up in a Chelsea shirt at Stamford Bridge for a match like this? What do you think he needs to work on most to get there? Final thoughts. This is a crucial week for Chelsea. So here is where things stand for Chelsea in this week of April 2026. A young Moroccan talent has just done something extraordinary by catching the eye of Lionel Messi at a youth tournament. That is a wonderful moment and a reminder of how the club's investment in its academy can produce real rewards over time. But the senior squad needs results. Starting now, starting on April 18th. The Manchester United match is winnable. United are not playing great football either. Their away record is inconsistent. The head-to-head history at Stamford Bridge favours Chelsea. And there is enough quality in Chelsea's squad, Palmer, Caicedo, Estevao, João Pedro, to cause any team problems on their best day. The challenge is that Chelsea have not been playing well enough. The defensive fragility is real. Conceding first in 8 of their last 9 matches is not a coincidence. It is a pattern that the coaching staff needs to address urgently. But football is unpredictable. Patterns get broken. Teams find their form at strange moments. Maybe the story of Bilal Sha, a kid who impressed the greatest of all time, is exactly the kind of reminder the senior squad needs. That when Chelsea perform with belief and quality, even the biggest names in football take notice. Will Chelsea break their losing run against United on April 18? Will the home crowd lift them through a match that carries massive implications for a Champions League finish? And will we eventually see a grown-up Bilal Sha pulling the strings at Stamford Bridge in a few years' time? These are the questions that make Chelsea so fascinating to follow right now. A club caught between a difficult present and a genuinely exciting future. As always, come on, Chelsea.